Gotta save my crayons. I'm starting to run low. So, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Hurry Up and Wait. We're going to be interviewing Justin Price. He is the president of the veterans charity organization called Veterans in Need program. And as we get started, you guys get to know a little bit about Justin, let him know about the organization. So that being said, let's get the episode started. Hey, welcome back, guys. This is your host, Derek, with Hurry Up and Wait. And today I have my new friend and associate, Justin, with Veterans in Needs Project. I'm saying it right, Justin?
Yep, Veterans in Need Project. My name is Justin Price. I'm the current president of the organization. My son founded this as a high school project about 4.5 years ago. So.
Yeah, that's good to hear. That's awesome. So, well, let's start. The way the format goes on the show is I'll ask you a few questions. We keep it light. We keep it fun. Obviously, we have some morning brews at 11:05 in the morning. So cheers to you guys. It's 5 o'clock. Happy hour somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Justin.
Quite the tasty ale right there.
It is a white chocolate ale. So it has a little kick of like chocolate. Mm-hmm. Makes you want to go get like a Hershey's bar or something right after.
It's definitely a dessert beer almost. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's not something you just smash like Bud Light during a football game.
Exactly. No,
this is like a meal beer, I would say. Whoops. I would say it's definitely a meal beer or something. Just it's not. What is it? It's not like a Guinness or something heavy or hard.
No, it's not super hard, but it's got a good flavor to it. Yeah, definitely.
A bit citrusy with a hint of chocolate, and I swear to God, I'll die by this beer. Yeah, and you can get it at Sprouts too.
Nice.
That's why they got the tall boys, but this one they were sold out at Sprouts, so I had to go all the way to Total Wine in town yesterday.
Yeah, Sprouts is where you're supposed to go to eat healthy and drink healthy. I can go into a Sprouts, come out with a 12-pack of beer and a bag full of gummy bears, and that's it. And I don't think it's supposed to work that way.
No, you know what? The gummy bears are like low fat or keto.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, with that being said, Justin, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? So first question is usually, what was life for you? You were telling me you're a veteran, so What was life before the military?
Before the military, I grew up primarily here in Arizona, in Wickenburg, in a small little town down by Tombstone, Arizona. Went to high school, and I knew that I wanted to serve in the military probably from the time I was like 4 or 5 years old. I'm a kid of the 80s, so G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Like the G.I. Joe cartoon, I was hooked.
Yeah.
You know, just be all you can be. Like it was G.I. Joe was just an ad for all the services because all the services are represented in G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And I just knew that I was going to join the Army. It's what I was going to do. My parents never like urged me or pushed me much in that direction because they knew that I'd had a heart surgery as an infant and that I would probably be medically disqualified from service. With that being said, in high school, my dad wanted me to try to be an officer when I didn't really know any better. So I applied and I won the prestigious ROTC scholarship in high school. Oh, yeah. So full ride to just a ton of different universities, all covered. And then I went and took the physical for it, and I failed the physical. So for the heart, they failed. So my scholarship, my senior year, I had a full ride to a ton of universities, and then it disappeared overnight on me. Mm-hmm. So I didn't give up. I had backup scholarships, so I was going to go to Northern Arizona University, no problem. And then I went to the National Guard recruiter. I'd had a good ASVAB score and everything, so then I went to MEPS, and in MEPS, when we get to like the doctor, after you've already duck walked and shown everybody your butthole and, done all those fun tests, you get in the side room with the doctor, and they're going over your medical history and stuff, and the doctor's like, so you had heart surgery as an infant? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, where? He's like, tell me more about it. So I tell him about it. It happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it was Dr. Bessinger. And he goes, Dr. Bessinger? I know that guy. And like somehow my MEPS doctor knew my heart doctor from back in the day. And he's like, well, if he thinks you're good to go, I'm not going to argue that. And the MEPS doctor signed off on me. Stamps my paper, and I'm good. So I do my freshman year at college, and then I go to Fort Leonard Wood for basic training in AIT as a 88 mic or motor transport operator. And when I come back to college, I joined ROTC because I'm still on my mission that I want to get a commission, right? Yeah. So I had enough credits. I began my junior year at ROTC, and that all is supposed to lead up to advanced camp at Fort Lewis, Washington. So I train all year long. I do my National Guard thing. They put the little silver dotted death on me, and I'm a cadet. My National Guard unit was short on platoon leaders, so I'm a platoon leader in the National Guard and doing my thing and getting saluted and being called sir. And we get right up to the point that it's time to go to advanced camp.
So you're a butter bar right at this point?
Not a butter bar yet. I didn't get my commission. No, I'm just a little silver dot is what we call them, the dotted death in the Army. It's a little silver dot that we wear as a cadet. So again, all the way up to, I'm supposed to go to advanced camp at Fort Lewis, Washington in like 2 weeks. Lieutenant Colonel pulls me into my office. He goes, Price. He goes, you're not going to pass medical. He's like, your advanced packet's already gone up there. You're not going to pass medical. And I go, what do I do? He goes, well, he's like, you've already got orders to go up there. He's like, you can go AWOL and not show. He goes, or you can show up there and try to get through medical. He goes, but if you don't, he's like, Fort Lewis Medical Command is the highest medical command. It's higher than your National Guard Medical Command. If they out you, you may be pushed out of the National Guard as well. Mm-hmm. And I said that I'm going to go, I'll AWOL out of ROTC or whatever, is what I did. So I didn't go up there for that medical, stayed home, and then, of course, then I'm out of ROTC, and I go back to being an E3 in my unit. So cadets are paid at E5 level. Yeah. So my whole rank structure, like my military jacket is really weird. I go E1, E2, E3, E5 cadet, back to E3, E4, E5, E6, E7. Like, it was really weird. So medically, I could never be an officer, but I was good enough always to be enlisted. And then a couple years right after that, September 11th happens. And then in 2003, my National Guard unit's mobilized. I'm an E5 at that time. And we go over, we're attached to the 4th Infantry Division out of Fort Hood and Fort Carson. We're supposed to come down through Turkey, but that didn't work out. We had to come back around, and then we went up through Kuwait, and then through the 3rd ID that had taken Baghdad, and then we still took to Crit and inward further north.
So before we get into that one, like, tell me about the heart condition. Like, what was it? Like a murmur? Or?
Yeah, your aorta is supposed to have 3 flaps on it. I've only got 2. I got like caveman heart. And when I was an infant, it wasn't growing. So they had to go in and like cut it open and make it bigger to allow blood flow into my legs. And then when I was a kid in the 80s, I had 2 angioplasties as well, where they go in through your leg. One was just exploratory to look around, and the other one was the actual balloon procedure to expand the aorta. So yeah, I don't know how many Army doctors have looked at my medical file and said, how the hell are you here? And I'm like, I bluff really well. Like, even on my the first deployment, to go to Iraq in 2003, the doctor's like, I can't let you go. And I'm like, back there, once again, it's like you and the doctor in the room, right? And you're having them talking. I'm like, Doc, do you really want to do all the paperwork on this? I'm like, you're not going to be the first doc that's stamped off on me. MEPS, like all these other doctors have. Like, I'm like, it's not coming back on you if I go over there and die. Like, just stamp my paperwork. And he's like, all right.
Dude, that's like some Captain America. Like, have you seen the first Captain America movie?
Yeah. Well, they keep telling me, oh,
Steve Rogers, like, you're from Queens or Bronx? Oh, now you're from Staten Island. Why do you want to go? I want to fight, sir. And then, all right.
Yeah, no, there were several times that I had to talk to doctors and be like, no, it's just, I've been in this long. Let's keep going with this.
I mean, at that point, you're in. Like, once you got through MEPS and you hit...
and I was done with basic training, and I had done AIT. Like, I had an MOS, like, all of that. So...
Wow.
Yeah, that's why getting a commission wasn't the most important thing to me. At that point in time, I had friends in the unit. I was in. I loved the camaraderie. So it was like, I'm not going to go somewhere that could kick me out. So didn't want to do that at all.
Damn, that's nuts. I do love the I don't want to call it the shadiness, but the
little bit,
the maneuvering through the system.
I had to maneuver through the system to get in.
Because back then, even when I was in, because I got in at 10, so I was just at the tail end of everything. You could get a waiver for everything.
When they want you bad enough, they'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, he's walking now. Sorry, you guys can't see off screen, but my cat's struggling.
Yeah.
He's trying to go up the stairs. He had a rough night.
So what's funny too is once you get medical, right? September 11th happens.
Yeah.
I go back to the recruiter for active duty. I get my waiver from the National Guard. They say I can join active duty. I go to the active duty recruiter. I'm like, hey, actually, I tried to join the 4th ID. I wanted to go to Carson. Yeah. Medically, the active duty wouldn't take me. And I get a call. I get my MOB order for the National Guard unit. And the next day, the recruiter that I had been working with trying to go active duty calls me and says, hey, we got a waiver for you through. You can go active duty. And I'm like, no, I'm kind of mobilizing right now. I'm going to go with the guys I already know. I'm not just going to go like randomly drive to Fort Carson, have you assign me to a unit where I know nobody to go to war with right now. I'm like, I'm going to stick with the guys I know.
Yeah, no. So I had a similar but different story was, oh God, how did it go? I just drew a blank on it. I wanted to go when I enlisted. I was like, I'm here to go to work. I'm here to go to Iraq or Afghanistan. And then they're like, yeah, you can go. And I go to them like, you're going to artillery. I go through comm school because I was a radio operator. And then it's like, yeah, the artillery unit that's coming back, they're coming back from Afghan. Come to find out, the unit I get to, they're like, oh yeah, no, the battery that just came back. Yeah, they came back from Afghanistan, but they're the last battery that was in Afghanistan. No more artillery batteries are coming out. And I was just like, then what? Oh, Mojave Viper. So you're just gonna go with artillery and help everybody get ready to go. Every unit that wanted to go, or that was not wanted, but every unit that was going, I was always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And I trained everybody. Like I was always in the field, 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out, 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out. And it was like everybody was getting ready to go. And here I am just providing artillery fire and never got to go. And, like my pappies and my grandpappies tell me the same thing. Like you didn't miss out on anything. Don't ever wish that you wanted to go. We all play our role. And I was like, I understood. I was just like, I just never understood the fact that I was like, yo, I'm ready. I'm volunteering. Like a lot of people are going against their will and they were trying to weasel their way out. I'm like, yo, I will go. I need to go. Because to me, it wasn't about chasing glory. It was about providing for my wife and my daughter because we just had our baby girl. And, we're just married, like the stereotype, the young couple with the young baby. And I was like, look, if I go for 6 months, I can come back $40,000 in the bank. And let's start off that. And they're like, no, you can go here. And then they were like, no, you can go on the MEU. I'm like, what's a MEU? Marine Corps Expedition Unit. And I was like, what's that? Oh, you're going to go on a booze cruise.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I was just like, So I was like, yeah, it wasn't the same, but I never understood. It was like I thought, because I was, naive when I was getting in. I just thought everybody was a Marine and everybody's just gonna grab a rifle and go. Not that you had IPAC Marines, supply Marines, cook Marines. Every job had a Marine in it, but everybody had the role to play, and that was something that was just like, well, I wanted my role to be in country, but it was never the case. I never got to go. I went on 3 different MUs. I seen seven, 8 different Asian countries. So it's like, yeah, I know that feeling. Like to a certain extent, I know the feeling. But yeah, so that said, we kind of like touched a little bit on the year before and how you got in. So how did it feel while you were in? Like you said you were in what, 13 years?
12 shy of 12 years.
12 years.
I was in for 11 years, 11 months, and like a few days kind of a thing. Like almost to 12 years before I was medically retired. No, it wasn't. It was mental health. PTSD got me in the long run after 2 tours. And this stress, I just couldn't take it anymore, and it caught up to me.
Are you 100%?
I am 100% disabled, yeah. But it's not all PTSD either. I've also got degenerative disc in the neck.
Yeah.
You might not tell on camera right now, but I'm 6'3", and as a truck driver, full gear going down the roads of Iraq and stuff like that. Yeah, I got beat up pretty good.
Compressed discs, why not?
All of that. Yeah. So, but while I was in, it was almost a blur. Because I look back at it, and it just seemed like it was always just one thing after another, like getting ready to do this or do that. Like if we weren't training for a deployment, we were on deployment. Yeah. And then we'd come back, and then I helped train other units for deployments. A couple of our annual trainings even revolved around going and training other units in stuff that we had seen and done overseas, and running convoy live fire ranges. Like we did one up in Idaho. The Oregon National Guard is the 41st Separate Infantry Brigade. And so we went up and trained them and did like their convoy live fire training and everything to get them ready to go to Afghanistan. And then there's the real world missions. I went to Louisiana for Hurricane Rita and Katrina back in 2005. So it was like either combat missions, training for combat missions, stateside mobilizations for disasters, fires here in Arizona, flooding in Arizona. There was always always. You always stayed busy. And I was with the National Guard after we got back from Iraq the first time in 2004. I was hired as the unit clerk, so I did that full time. And then I became the training officer and eventually a readiness NCO for a National Guard unit. So that's what I did every day. I call it the best of both worlds. Like, because it was National Guard, so you were kind of laid back and pretty easy. But I got the active duty check, medical, all of that. I was active duty. So.
You weren't like you were the full-time weekend warrior, for lack of a better.
Pretty much, yeah. And pretty much every Guard and Reserve unit usually has 3 or 4 of those. Your supply is full-time. You've got like a unit clerk and the readiness/training NCO or whatever to plan everything out. So, because especially now, I don't know about right now, I've been out long enough, but back before I got out, the National Guard Reserve unit comes in for 2 days a month, but they make 30 days worth of paperwork. And they've still got all the same standards to meet on readiness and different things. So you're still, the supply sergeant every day is just working, trying to get everything ready, and the training NCOs reserving training spots and ordering ammunition in for rifle ranges and still coordinating everything to pull off what they've got like 2 days to do. That's what's tough, or that a lot of active duty that never spend any time in the Guard or Reserve don't realize is that we've still got to do a lot of the same requirements, but we've got 2 days a month to do it. Yeah. We got 2 weeks during the summer and 24 days during the year to pull all this crap off. Yeah. And that's hard.
I'm well aware. My brother-in-law, he was full-time active, and then he went, to be the full-time guy helping with the reserve units. I forgot what it's called already. It's been so long. And he would tell me the same thing. He goes, you know what it's like to get call formation, and then you got all the weekend warriors show up, and then they have to take the piss test. They have to be with the haircuts. They have to fucking be, you know, and this, and then they're all motivated because they're like, hey, I'm a Marine for 2 days of the month.
They're hot and ready to go. Yeah.
And it's just like, but I've been here like, and then my buddy was an armorer, right? He's a armorer for the Marine Corps, and he went to the I forgot what we called the units, but a reserve unit, and same thing. He had to fucking maintain the weapons, and the thing is when you're like in full time, or when you're like an actual full active duty full, he had his junior Marines under him working on 200-300 weapons. When you're in the freaking reserve and you're the only full-time guy, you don't have that help.
Yeah.
You're on your own, homie.
Your own.
So there you go. They're gonna get their money out of you. So like I don't understand from personal experience, but I've heard the horror stories. So it's like, yeah, man, that's rough.
It's just like active duty. There's good units and bad units. You know, there's a reason the Guard and Reserve have the reputation that they have, is because some of them just aren't that great. And then others are super highly decorated when they go do their combat tours. They go over and kick ass.
Riggle. Lieutenant Colonel Rob Riggle. Like, that dude, every time I see him in a movie, I think about it. Like, you're a lieutenant colonel in the reserves.
Like, yeah. That's funny.
And he's hilarious as an actor.
Yeah. One of the advantages, just to talk about it, since we're talking about this right now, in our first mobilization that people don't always understand, active duty units. Kids get out of high school, join 18, 19 years old. They know what the military trained them to do. So if they're a transportation company, they know how to drive their trucks, load their trucks, get their trucks unloaded, right? A National Guard company of truck drivers rolls in. I've got 2 guys that own their own heating and air conditioning businesses. Okay. I've got electricians. Okay. I've got carpenters. I have all these people that do these other jobs. This is how they earn their money throughout the month. Mm-hmm. Driving a truck is a side gig for them. Yeah. So when we roll in somewhere, if we can get our hands on basic supplies, like the battalion commander came down, he was like, how do you guys have hot water in your showers?
No.
Well, we went and stole a hot water heater, and the electricians came over and ran this, and yeah, like we can MacGyver anything. Like, like if you want a house built, I've got the guys that can do it generally. Driving trucks, their side gig. Yeah. Like that's what they do for fun on weekends. Yeah. But their real job is they're electricians and carpenters. They're all these different things. So if you give us the raw material, most Guard and Reserve companies can do anything.
Just build yurts.
They can construct. I mean, yeah. 2 of my soldiers, one of my soldiers, who was an E4 under me at the time, built houses. That's what he did. He was a contractor, and so the battalion sergeant major like stole him to go like build him a hut to live in. So I like lost my Joe for 2 weeks while he went and like designed and built a home for the sergeant major.
And you know what it is too, is that it's sergeant major, bro, because he's the highest enlisted. So you already know, like, I'd be more inclined to build something for sergeant major than if it was for like the colonel or the lieutenant colonel.
Yeah, and that's what was funny, kind of funny about it. But like, so he got an RCOM for that, an Army Commendation for that. Like, cool. Yeah. And then like the rest of us just got our RCOMs for like the whole year-long deployment. So he walks out with 2 RCOMs for promotion points. And it's like, wait a minute, he just built a house. It's like doing things outside the MOS. But yeah, like we had guys we could roll up. We had guys that were licensed on forklifts and stuff. They'd just go grab stuff. And people don't realize that kind of ability out of the Guard and Reserve. Those units,
that is an untapped potential.
You might have accountants. You don't know who all these guys are that are showing up and like what they do. A lot of them are very successful businessmen that are just also patriotic and want to serve. That's what's great about our whole military. Everybody's a volunteer right now. Yeah. Nobody's been made to do
Nobody's been drafted. Like you
and I knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
And like I said, I did almost 12 years, so that means I raised my hand more than once. I signed multiple contracts. Yeah. Like I could have been out, but I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
Like that's what's awesome.
Yeah, I did my 7, and I would have gone more, but for me, while I was in, I think I've told the story before. I went. So we have this thing called a HIST list where you need to do your B billet. You either go recruiter, embassy duty, or drill instructor. So immediately I was like, before I get hit on this list, I want to go recruiting. Well, my master sergeant at the time was like, yeah, no, you're going on this next deployment. I'm like, why? There's 4 sergeants already attached to our radio company, our radio fucking platoon. Why do I need to go? Like, you can spare me. And he's like, no, you're going. So I went to my monitor. I went through everybody. They gave me a waiver for my ring because I tattooed my wife's name. And they gave me a waiver. And they're like, no, you're good to go. It gets all the way up to the monitor, the last guy who controls my destiny. All he needs to go is sign my name. Come to find out, he's a friend of my master sergeant. My master sergeant told him to cut it. And then he's like, sorry, you're not going recruiting. You're going on this deployment. And I was just like, then that master sergeant ends up worming his way out of the deployment. I'm stuck in the deployment. And in the middle of the deployment, my, we call them career planners, but they're like recruiters while they're still in.
Yeah, yeah.
He comes to me, he goes, hey man, you're on the hit list, you're histed. I was like, what for? Oh, recruiting. I go, cool. I'm not doing it. Give me we call it the O code, basically saying he refused his orders, so kick him the hell out. I was like, nope. I was like, I'm getting the hell out. Screw you guys. I wanted to do this because I was going to go recruiting, get another 3-4 years under my belt, and then wherever I was recruiting, I was going to buy a house with the VA loan, and that's it. We were going to golden parachute and call it. Yep. When they told me, screw you, I still went with the plan to buy the house. Bought this house as we're sitting in, and we were stationed out in Pendleton. So it was a 6-7 hour drive, no big deal. So I moved the family out here in 2016 when we bought the house, and I still had the 6 months of deployment, and then 6 months before I got out, and I was just like, yeah, no. And then they're like, yo, you're in zone for staff. I was like, I don't care. Yo, go do the staff sergeant course. You're gonna pick up rank. I don't care. I don't want it. And I was like, every bridge I could burn, I was like, I'm burning it. Like, I went out like in a blaze of glory because I was like, you guys suck. I gave myself. I volunteered. I've been telling you, I want to do this. I want to do that. And then you tell me no. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, no, go. Yeah, now go because we tell you. I was like, nah. And then when I had my plan was, I'm going to be an EMT, get out and go do firefighting, which I did. I ended up getting out and doing it. So it's just... it still chased my ass. It so chased my ass, thinking like,
that's the
why?
For so many.
Yeah.
Is they just jerk them around.
Yeah. So. Unnecessarily, like especially when it's like, well, I'll go recruiting, and they're like, no. And then when I'm in my deployment that I wasn't needed,
you go recruiting?
Hey, you're on the recruiting hit list now, bro. Like, you no choice whatsoever. You have no say in the matter. That Jackie Chan me, like, yeah. I was like, nah, I'm done, because that was like the straw, because there was too many things, man. So I get that.
Well, so it was just
while you were in, what else, like
got to just travel to some you got to see a lot of countries. I got to see a lot of states. For countries, it was just the Middle East. 2 deployments. The first, like I said, with the 4th Infantry Division, 2003 and 4. That was fun. That's a lot of pride in that one. We got Saddam.
May I? A kilt lifter?
Yes, you may.
Ooh, these are. So my favorite beer is Amber Bock.
Oh, okay.
And this is about the closest I could ever get, because you can only buy Amber Bock at freaking Bosch's. That's the only place usually, I can find.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like Amber Bock too. I think Kilt Lifter to me is just a little bit better, I think. I like it. I like Kilt better.
Man, no, Amber, both. Like Amber Bock I found in the military, so. And then my pity that she's running around here, her name's Amber because of the beer.
Oh, okay.
So whenever she get into some stuff, my ex-wife would be like, Amber Bock! And then boop, there goes the dog running. So
that's funny.
Yeah, so yeah, no.
And then second deployment was 2006 and 7. I volunteered to go back. They needed another transportation company. They needed some help. They were a little short-handed. So I volunteered to go over. I was the assistant truck master that time. I wasn't on the road as much. We were stationed at Camp Arif John, Kuwait. And then our convoys would load up at the port or the airfield or whatever, and then take off north for all regions. That was the time in Operation Iraqi Freedom. They called it the Surge. We moved in a ton of Marines and soldiers again into Iraq. It was like kind of a reinvasion and put a lot of stuff down again. I didn't get out on the road a whole lot, just a few times, but I did get over that time to like Ramadi and Fallujah and that whole area.
Did they do the psychological warfare that time around like they did the initial one?
Not that I remember. The first time, I remember being in a convoy once, and we had like the PSYOPs dudes. We were just going down the road playing Metallica.
Yeah.
They just had like the speakers. They had the big old speakers, and they were just blasting music and stuff as we would go down the road.
It had been, God, I don't remember what Marine Corps ball, but our special guest was the fire direction control. At the time, he was a sergeant major, but like he was like the big dude, and he said, "Go." I forgot his name, but he said that he had everybody like the big push was like everybody was on the outskirts of town. Metallica, AC/DC was blasting, and then they said fire, and then they just started bombarding. Artillery was bombarding in, and then once the bombardment done, they all started rushing in with the music still blasting and stuff like that. So. And it was in the initial push.
Probably.
I want to say.
That would have been the Marines. I didn't really deal with the Marines a lot in 3 and 4, I don't think. Yeah.
But, similar story. You had
That's
Metallica, they had AC/DC back in black.
Different stuff like that, yeah. But yeah, I remember those Humvees. It was just like a Humvee that kind of looked, if you've ever seen the Blues Brothers, with like the big speaker like tight on the top. It's a Humvee, but it's got like 4 of those, and they just like go down the road playing music. It was weird. I saw some variations that I had never seen before.
Would have been, I don't want to say epic, but have you seen the last Mad Max?
Yeah.
The guitar, flaming guitar.
Flames up there with like the bass, like
just
that would be
double throat
all
guitars.
The speakers and stuff. Yeah,
I'd be scared if I was Al Qaeda or anybody seen that coming towards me.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the kind of, that's at times being young or whatever, and you'd have music. Like I had a little set of speakers in the truck to play music while we were going down the road and things like that. You kind of felt Mad Max going down the roads in Iraq and stuff like that.
I've heard you're not the first person to tell me that. So.
It was because so often you would find yourself in like a biblical setting. Like it's literally a cart being pulled by a donkey, and a dude's got like the old like sickle out there, and they're just like harvesting stuff that way and throwing it on the cart. And you're like, they've been doing this for thousands of years. And like some of it just hadn't like evolved per se. It was really interesting at times. You would just feel like, okay, time machine. Like it was really weird. So. Or just going down the road doing whatever we could do that day just to stay alive or whatever. But yeah, it was kind of Mad Max.
Yeah. They're doing the sickle harvesting, and then you got freaking from the bell tolls.
Yeah, coming down the road. And then, like, the Army, I think the military as a whole always forgets lessons. Like, in Vietnam, they up-armored 5 tons and made them really, really badass gun trucks. And then they got rid of all of that. And then here it is, 2003 Iraq, and we're running around in aluminum vehicles and soft top Humvees. And what did we do? We started welding any extra metal that we could onto stuff and started bastardizing gun trucks and just building stuff up, just like Vietnam again.
My second interview, his name's Chris Evans. He's a professional wrestler. He was a staff sergeant. And he told me, because he was part of the initial push into Iraq, and same shit. They were bare bones, and he showed me pictures.
Stuff like we're just like
they're welding
stuff on, and my buddy's over on the 50 cal, and on top of his helmet, he's got like this part of a mask that he put on top of his helmet. It was like this green mohawk. So we're going down the road like that, just
different times, man. Like you can't pull shit like that off now.
No.
Even if we were still there, it was all.
No,
It's all
once
hearts
the
and
politicians
minds.
started to show up, like it
Yeah.
totally changed. Before the politicians showed up in 2003, and it was a war zone. Like I was an E5, and I like as an assistant convoy commander or convoy commander, I could go to any fob anywhere. I could go to the ammo point and be like, "Hey, this is what I need. I need 400 rounds of 50 cal, a couple of boxes of Mark 19. Do you have any saw ammo? Do you have any linked 5.56 for me?" Like they would like bring it all out and they'd be like, "Sign here, Sergeant," and I'd sign and like disappear with it. And there was no accountability. No one was ever like, "Price, how much ammo did you sign for?"
Like big boy rules almost.
Pretty much, no. It was big boy rules. They're like, "What do you want?" I know guys that signed for grenades or AT4s. Like they were like, "Here." Like if they had it and they're just like sign here, like okay, cool. So we had stuff. I know within the company that like you were like we're not supposed to have this stuff. We had it.
My gunny told me a story. One of my many gunnies, he was like, yeah, we had just got sappy plate carriers and sappy plates and all of that.
We didn't even get when we went over. We had the old Vietnam flak jackets.
Yep.
And before we left, we were at Fort Bliss, Texas, and one of the guys had a blowgun, and he put it over there, and he took a dart, and he was like, poof, and it like went right through. And we're like, wait a minute, this is supposed to stop small pieces of metal flying at a high speed, right? And we're like, and this one just went right through it. So like, our faith in the flak jackets was like zero.
Yeah.
Because we were like, yeah, that's supposed to stop grenade or arty frag pieces or whatever. We're like, it's not stopping anything.
Story, he was like, yeah, when we got him, we were excited. So the first thing we did is that we hung it up and it just started pop, 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 shooting because we wanted to see if it worked. And sure as shit, the sappy plates were holding up. So we're like, all right. But now we shot it and we were like, well, we don't have any other ones. So we just put it back on and hope to God it. Hope to God. I was like, Jesus Christ, Gunny.
Yeah, so we went from the flak jacket to then the full vest. And then I got a plate. They gave me one plate. And I'm like, do I put this plate in my back or my front? Because at the time I was doing a lot of gun truck work too. So I was up on the 50 cal or the Mark 19 or whatever up there. Yeah, front or rear gun truck, doing that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to put it in my back.
Okay.
Because I'm like, these guys are more likely to try to shoot me in the back anyway. And I'm like, at least if I take it around in the chest, like if I'm up on the gun, like at least I was in it. Like I had a chance.
Yeah, you kind of like you can close
like
here.
The 50 cal, like you can get in there on the Mark 19 with a 50 cal.
Yeah, you close
make
in.
yourself a little bit of a smaller target.
Yeah.
And if I take rounds this way, well, they got me.
Yeah.
Like at least I was shooting back probably, right?
Yeah.
It's like if I had the plate in the front and they shoot me in the back, well, then I never even saw them. Like, so I was like,
you're
no.
exposed, and I get it. I see the science.
That was my thought process. A couple months later, they gave me another plate so that I didn't have to matter, and I got them on both sides. And then by the second deployment, I got 4 plates. I even had the ones for my kid. I had the kidney plates by that point in time. I was like, oh, this is sweet. And then so got the side plates, and that's about the time Iran got into making IEDs to send over. And they came out with those EFPs, the explosively formed projectiles. And that would cut through armor just like crazy. So now we had up-armored trucks and we had plates, but the bad guys had stuff that would tear right through it. So it was like it didn't matter. It was always an escalation of crap. Always. And now I look at what's going on in the Ukraine, I'd be scared to death to go to war right now. I got 2 combat tours, and there is no way I would want to go as like I said, open top gun truck or whatever. And now there's like drones flying over, just dropping stuff down on dudes. No way.
Yeah, and the worst part is like the wireless ones, they're jamming, but they're hardwiring those.
It's like the old tow missiles. Yeah, now they're hardwiring drones or whatever too.
And they're using fiber optic cable that it's about slightly thicker than like a strand of hair. And it has like one roll is like 400 yards worth. So when you hear the buzzing, that's it. Just fucking tuck in and kiss your ass cheeks because it's over.
Well, have you seen? I don't know if you've watched any of the videos on the Ukrainian war now, but like the guys, like the drugs out, they just wave goodbye.
Yeah.
They just like they'll pray and they know it's done. They're done.
Not only are they dying, it's like now they're being, because of social media and shit, they're being publicly humiliated with their last
like their last couple of seconds on Earth. Now their family gets to see it even more.
Yeah, dude. That's like, wow.
I can't and they were like filming IED blasts in Iraq and stuff, but like never generally with the clarity like what these videos are now.
It's just
like the clarity of these videos of these guys over there. Like, yeah, it's a totally different thing now.
The evolution of combat. To me, it's like, I thought IED is as bad as it gets. The pressure plates, the rollers, we're getting it.
Yep.
And then maybe RPGs, but no, man, they've miniaturized combat, air warfare, like miniaturized it where it's by remote control. And I was just like, I remember that there was a thing with Sony PlayStation where they were not allowed to sell the PlayStation Portable, the old school PSP, overseas, like in the Middle East and like Africa and all of that, because they were afraid that people were going to start hacking it and using it for remote control or whatever. And I was just like, that's stupid. But now here we are with DJI and the drones, and I'm just like, and the reason why
they're dropping mortar rounds with them and just all sorts of stuff on, and I'm just like, this is horrific. Like I no longer have any urge, and I haven't in a long time or whatever, but to like combat, like no. I'm scared for anybody that's got to go into combat.
Why I started this channel was because I felt like, and my buddy Chris, the wrestler, I go to him, I go, yo, I think I'm gonna go private sector. I'm gonna go back in because I was a photographer and I was part of the wrestling business, but I stepped away. So I'm like, now I have all my camera equipment. Let me go do some combat camera. Let me go photojournalist or something, or let me get back in private sector. And he's like, don't do it. I'm like, why? And he just sends me a slew of all the drone videos and everything. And it was just like, he's like, bro, you think it was bad when we were in? Look at this. Like, it's evolved. And like, and part of seeing that, I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to. It's too easy. It's too easy for me to just go over there, in a heartbeat. And I was like, well, then let me refocus. And then now here I am talking to you, and I was like, well, this is a lot safer than, and I have my drone. I can give drone footage of us, no big deal. But I don't have a grenade or a head, like mortar head attached to it just to blow us up. And it's just like, no. So I was like, yeah, that right there in itself with Ukraine and Russia was enough to me. But like, nah, maybe I don't.
So I think that leads kind of into one of your questions too. Like, what would I tell somebody that's in now? Right, like, so that's a great lead into that, or somebody that's about, maybe it's somebody who's about to join first. So my advice to anybody that's going to join right now is to get the right job, do your research, and join the branch. Get something out of your service besides just saying like I served. Like don't let the recruiters push you into a certain job skill or whatever. Like, look at it and be like, what is something I would enjoy, and what is going to give me a shot at a career or knowledge, something on the outside.
Something that can translate on the outside.
Like, honestly, like, yes, we need infantrymen, but I'll tell you guys right now, like, you get out from an infantry, like a Marine infantryman, like, what are you going to tell somebody in an interview? Like, all right, I shoot really good. I can drop somebody at 500 yards. Like, and they're like, well, we really don't need that.
God,
we don't need you to put rounds on target at 300 to 500 yards. That's not the job here. We need you to customer service. Like, you can't grunt at people.
Yeah.
Customers don't understand oorah. Like, it's so what is it?
That hits so close to home for me.
Like radio,
because there's few and far in between radio jobs on the outside for me.
Right.
They're there, but they're few and far between. And
how often does somebody need you to look at a map and call in grid coordinates for fire?
Yeah, dude.
Or even for a medevac or whatever. Like the skills that the military taught you to do and that you have like in your head, they're survival skills for combat, and they're extremely necessary to get your buddies out if they're hurt and stuff. Like, I want you to be good at that.
Yeah.
If you and I are over there, I want you to be able to get a 9-line out and have that bird show up.
Yeah.
But over here where we're at right now, there's not a lot of call for that.
No. What I translated was like the my first responder care.
Yeah.
You know, like I can do a needle D. I can freaking fucking tourniquet you. But here they're like, you say, yeah, I'll do a needle D. They're like, you're just an EMT. What are you talking about? Are you mad? I'm like, no, right here, clavicle pop. And but like to me, it's like, well, I get it. I understand. My buddy got shot in the chest. He has a collapsed lung. You know, pneumothorax. Yeah, and then. Yeah, here they're like, no, that is like last resort because you. I'm just like,
Right.
yeah, dude, and like you said, shooting at 500 yards, hitting black. I'm like, I was a marksman coach, like I was expert, and I'm just like, I think about it every day. I was like, man, I can shoot somebody from 500 yards. Not that I want to, but it's just
Right.
like, where does that translate? I'm not competing.
Nope.
I'm not into
If
ballistic
you're not in-
science.
And if you're not working at a range,
Yeah.
if you're not working exactly doing the blitz or something like that, I mean, it's a skill that's not going to get you paid.
Yeah, and it sucks because I'm so good at it.
But like my son is in right now. He's active duty Army. He's in South Korea right now with the 2nd Infantry Division. But when he joined, like the recruiters were trying to get him some crappy MOSs, and I got into it over the phone with a couple of recruiters.
Yeah, I know.
And we quit a couple of recruiters because I'm like, no, I'm not letting him do that.
Yeah,
I'm like, if you take him and put him on the floor with that, I'm gonna show up at MEPS and pull him off the floor. They're like, you can't do it. I'm like, yeah, I can. I know what I can do.
You can.
I'm like, I know exactly what I can do.
All the way up until he goes like this, and I swear.
Until he signed that contract, then you got him or whatever. So I fought with him for that, and he's a teenage boy. At first, he didn't quite understand what I was doing and why I was doing it. Once they finally offered him 15 Tango, which was Black Hawk repair, that's when I let him go ahead and somewhere in. So he knows how to fix helicopters now.
Yeah.
And he's a helicopter repairman.
Oh.
So, and the part of the reason is on that too is how old are Blackhawks now? They've been around for a long time, right?
Yeah,
They're looking at the replacement for the Blackhawk. So when we got rid of the Huey, where did all the Hueys go? Civilian market.
Yeah.
All thousands of Hueys get bought up in the civilian market. And all the Vietnam guys that knew how to work on Hueys had jobs.
Yeah.
So now he's going to know how to work on Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Blackhawks are already hitting the civilian market now in timber industry and that. He's going to come out with the knowledge and the skills, take a couple of tests, and somebody's going to hire him. Probably close to 6 figures to work on Black Hawk helicopters again. That is how you join the military. Join the Air Force and learn drone stuff. If you go to the Navy, go nuke if you can. If you got the ASVAB scores, and they offer you the nuclear rating or whatever, just take those jobs. Take those jobs.
I do regret that. I was so anxious to go in.
And so many young men and women are. And they're like, no, I just want to kick down doors and shoot people. And it's like, okay, understand, the only thing you're going to get then is your monthly pay and your GI Bill. Mm-hmm. Like, and if your plan is just to do 2 or 3 years of kicking down doors, and then you want to get out, and then you want to get out and use your GI Bill to go get a degree, fine. Like if that is your plan and this is really what you want to do, okay. But if that's not your plan to go use your GI Bill to get some kind of certification or degree afterwards right away, try not to be a door kicker, knocker. Like honestly, that's my advice to anybody getting ready to go in.
I had a conversation with the relative.
And he was like, oh, I want to go be a grunt in the Marine Corps. I'm like, cool. But he's like, but I'm going to go in as reserve. I'm like, what? And it's like, you want to go be a grunt. You want to go be 0311, but you want to go in as a reserve. So not only are you going to go into the most dead-end job, but you want to do it as a weekend fucking warrior. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I want to do it. I was like, no. And it was kind of tough. I go, okay, listen, bitch. I go, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to go be an 0311 full time so you can go experience it, or you're going to go be reservist and go be, and I told him fixed wing. I go,
exactly,
fixed wing.
Go get a job.
Like you're going to be a fixed wing or like rotor wing, or you're going to be a fucking firefighter. That way you can work on it on the outside, working it on the military, and then have the credentials. Go be a fucking cryptolinguistics.
Get something out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can go to language school or something like that, like go do it.
I told them,
and that's not to take away from our special forces guys and the SEALs, but like they got to understand too, because everybody's like, oh yeah, I want to go be a Navy SEAL or whatever. You and I understand that is the equivalent of being like not just a professional baseball player.
1%.
That's an all-star professional baseball player. Like not only like or playing in the NFL, but like you're an all-pro running back. You're like Hall of Fame guys. That's what being a SEAL or Delta and like those guys like are that small of a percentage.
those dudes are successful on the outside for the most part.
Well, and the other thing is generally they're geniuses. Yeah. Like not like they are so gifted by God, not just physically but mentally. They're not dumb guys. No. They're not dumb guys at all. Like those guys, when you talk to them and you meet them, and you're like, all right, that guy could be like a nuclear physicist, and also break every bone in your body in under 30 seconds. Like they are amazing people.
The most calmest, nonchalant dude was this man named John. He was maybe 5'9", 5'10", and he was the sweetest man, and he was a fucking SEAL. And he was like, hey, man, just call me John.
Yeah.
Just like that tone, that everything, and I was just like, woo.
And that's about the tone he'd have on the radio, too, calling it an airstrike.
Hey, man.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Hey. If there's anything up there, if you got any fast movers on this net, we sure could use some support down here.
Yeah.
Like, they're just chill.
Just so nonchalant. And, like, it was one of those where you know you're a badass because you don't have to talk about it. And I was just like, damn, John. You're so
like, they don't need to tell anybody.
No.
They know what they've done and where they've been.
No, don't fuck around because you're going to fucking catch a 5.56 from John from 1,000 yards.
Never even hear it. You'll just eat it.
Yeah. That's just like, dude, I'll never forget the time that I went up to, it was Bridgeport. We were doing cold weather training up in Bridgeport in the Yukon Mountains up in California. We were training with the SEALs. We were training with Canadians, and we were training with, the Afghan had sent some of their guys to train up there. But, dude, everybody was coming in, picking up radios, talking, and, dude, like I'll never forget it, bro. We had like a colonel or a major or somebody, and he was talking amongst us, and then John and his SEAL buddies walk up and he's like, hey guys, how's it going? He goes, are you not going to salute me or whatever? And he just looked at him. He goes, so Derek, how can I, can we do this? And it's just like, your rank really doesn't, not that it doesn't matter, but like you coming off wrong at this Navy SEAL dude, you're pumping your chest trying to let him know that you're a fucking, a major lieutenant colonel. And he's just like, all right, man. Look, I got other things to do, bro.
we got a job right now. Like,
it's like wow.
That's yeah. When you run across those guys, they are. And sometimes if you don't see them or talk, but when you see them, like you just know some guys when they're walking around, just how they handle themselves. Or like overseas, like, all right, there's a dude on a quad with a beard and some kind of firearm I've never seen before. And so, like, it's an M4, but it's in a variant that I have never even contemplated could exist.
That's not the RCO I know.
Yeah, all right, he's a cool guy. Like, he does what he wants. But yeah, So yeah, if you're gonna join, just do it for the right reasons. Don't just jump in. Do a little bit of research.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like going back to that relative, I was like, dude, no, do something.
Do something decent.
I think I'll do something. And I was like, all right, bro. Like, don't. Like, not only do you want to be a grunt, but now you're telling me you want to be a part-timer. Like, you're just pussyfooting. Stop being a bitch. Get it. Like, but yeah. So we talked about before. We talked about a lot of during. Is there anything else you want to share about during before we move on to the next question?
I don't think so. I think we'll just jump into it.
Cool. So, what's life after?
It started off as a lot of confusion for years. I still miss the camaraderie. I've been out now for 16 years. Almost July will be 16 years, so 15 and a half years now I've been out. And I still have nightmares that I'm late for formation. or in the wrong uniform for formation.
Oh my
Don't
God.
have the right gear for something. Like, all that kind of stuff. I still got a buddy that's in that I talk to regularly. One of my best friends is still in. He just went to DC. His office is just outside the Pentagon now, and he works at that level. I don't miss the bullshit.
No.
The silly reports, the mandatory briefings, the officers who think they know what's going on, or even NCOs. I shouldn't just single out officers or like senior NCOs that are
Pompous
like
assholes.
just people that are so pompous that it's like you don't have a clue. I don't miss those at all. I really don't miss PT tests at all. But man, I miss my guys. I miss the camaraderie. I miss people that understand. Like you and I can sit here and talk and like we understand each other and what's going on. And like when I got out, I've worked in education now, and there are not a lot of veterans in education, so it's very hard to find people to relate to.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been out for almost 16 years now, and I can count on like one hand the amount of friends that I've made in the last 16 years out. But I can list you a whole lot of people I know from the 12 years that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've spent more time out now, but I still like my hardcore group of friends are from those 12 years that I served.
Yeah.
Specifically from my 2 combat tours.
Yeah.
Well, those guys, that's where I'm the tightest with people to this day. And now 16 years out, and like I've got some acquaintances.
Yeah.
Nobody that I would consider like a hardcore, like they'll be there for me, like no matter what, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That is the honest truth of what life has been like on the outs. It's been harder job-wise and just being understood.
Yeah.
Generally, 100%. So
cool. Let's
pause for a second there.
Boom. You know, it's easy. So, but I have my office upstairs actually that I might start you. But yeah, so where did we leave off on?
Let's talk about what it's like being out now. You know, people just not understanding. Because it's just hard. I think I saw a cartoon on this on like Facebook or whatever, and it was like 2 Navy guys on the deck of an aircraft carrier, and they're talking shit to each other. And the bottom screen is one of the guys from the aircraft carrier, like in a civilian job, trying to tell the same joke, and nobody in the room understands it. You know, like
I've been out now 7
years, and I was in 7 years, so now I'm at that point where
you're at that point, like.
Yeah.
Like okay.
Now I'm longer out than I was in, and I remember being in and I hated it. But
and I still, when I get up in the mornings, feel like I'm in. It doesn't. You can take us out of the military, but you can't take the military out of us. I think once you've been in, once you've served, it's always in there.
ingrained.
It's always ingrained, no matter how old you get. And you see that, and we don't have many left, but if you get the opportunity to talk to like the World War II veterans that are left, those guys still got it too. They don't talk about it a whole lot.
I've met a few, and I've got to hear their stories. And you know, granted, now they're pushing the triple digits.
Yeah.
So it's like we're about to like the way that I've saw the stories of how people lost the Civil War vets. Mm-hmm. You know, now we're about to lose
the World War I vets are gone. We're losing the World War II and the Korean War vets.
They're the old guards now, and then now the Vietnam guys are about to be the old guards.
Yep.
And just like
and you know, even with any of those, the best way to get them talking is if you can get them in with their peers, because that's who they trust the most.
Yep.
Just like you and I are cool, like because we're pretty close in generations, but like. Yeah. If you can get 2 World War II vets together, then stories can roll.
To be a fly on that wall.
Then you just want to sit back and listen. Just like if you get into somewhere where there's a couple of Vietnam vets together, just sit back and listen.
I've been in those with the Vietnam guys. Boy, I tell you what.
Once again, a different war, and I'm just like, man, They're like, "Oh, you guys had heart." I'm like, I don't think so.
No.
Like, I don't. Yeah, we had really bad heat. Yeah, there were EFPs. Like, yes, we had casualties, but
You guys got the
you
flamethrowers
guys-
and
there's bad stuff over there.
the traps, like the
Yeah,
the
booby traps,
the mines, like
tunnel systems. Like those guys were a whole nother breed of warrior, and unfortunately, they were made to fight. A lot of those guys, most of them were drafted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not volunteers. Like at least our generation, my generation of veterans, hey, we all raised our right hand, especially if you joined after September 11th, 2001. Like I enlisted in 98, so I was already in it on a contract when that happened. But I re-enlisted after it happened. So like, that's what I've always said. If you enlisted after 2001 or re-enlisted after 2001, you understood the ball game. You knew the second September 11th happened. Like I went home as a traditional National Guard guy. I packed up every damn thing I had because I knew the call was coming. I didn't know when, didn't know how long I was going to have to wait, but I knew America was going to go kick somebody's ass somewhere. Yeah. We weren't going to sit back on that. There wasn't going to be not a war. Like we weren't just going to launch a couple of cruise missiles and call life good. Like no, we're going somewhere to kick somebody's ass. And a lot of people also don't understand how much active duty needs the Guard and Reserve now, because after Vietnam, they did a lot of changes. A lot of the combat service support is now Guard and Reserve. Truck companies. You can't fight a sustained war without us. Active duty doesn't have enough truck drivers.
I don't want to call them like placeholders, but everybody has a role.
Exactly. Everybody has a role. And this was actually like politics into this is supposed to stop politicians from going into wars randomly, because to sustain a war, you have to use your Guard and Reserve. You have to call them up. You can't just leave them stateside. That was the thought process of it, that we won't get into another Vietnam because we would have to use too many Guard and Reserve troops. Well, that didn't really play out that well. They just put Guard and Reserve troops on a 4-year rotation. Every 4 years, you go to the War on Terror. You're headed somewhere. Like they just rolled us through. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
My cat's in heat.
Uh-oh. Or is not feeling good. Is that
the boy, that's the one that was not feeling good. But the one that's meowing now, that's my female. So we adopted her from. I work at Volkswagen right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. So we had some stray cats, and they had a litter, and I made the mistake at the time and showed my girls, and at the time my
now you own a cat.
ex, and now they're like, oh my God, bring her home, she's adorable, and I was like, I gotta get her fixed, and then you say you gotta do something, but then you forget to do it, and then she starts squealing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh God. But yeah, no, man. Dude, I will say, I used to, when you were in like full time, you would roast. Yeah, you're Coast Guard. You're stupid. You're Navy. You're this.
And I still do that every time. I mean, I watched your first video. It starts out amazingly with you and a box of crayons. Like you just go ahead and address the elephant in the room as a Marine, and you just pick out your favorite flavor of crayon immediately. It's like the greatest thing ever. Like.
I have my crayon. That's upstairs in my office. If you were a Marine, I'd offer you one.
Yeah, no. I just deliver the crayons to you guys. Try not to let them melt.
I absolutely. I'm so.
Do you guys like that when the crayons all melt together and it's like a bag of gummy bears when they melt?
No.
Is it the same?
No. You gotta have a specific flavor. It's like popsicle.
Yeah?
You like the blue popsicle, right?
Right.
You don't really care for the yellow popsicle.
Okay. I don't know, because like when gummy bears melt together, like it makes like this weird fantastical. Yeah. It's like this weird fantastical flavor of gummy bear that you only get. When I was in Iraq, 2003. Funny story. One time, my mother-in-law sent me a 5-pound bag of gummy bears, which showed up as a 5-pound mass.
Yeah, an amalgamation.
It all melted and stuff. So I open it. with the platoon or whatever, and we're like, what do we do? And I just pull out my knife. I would pull out my knife and start cutting chunks of it off and handing it out to everybody. We just sit there.
I've heard.
We're slicing this chunk of
heard
gummy.
stories about shit like that too, dude.
Up, like it's a turkey or something, and everybody's getting a slice to gnaw on. It was awesome.
To my point, it's that I don't miss.
Civilians don't understand that.
Yeah, the suck. Embracing the suck. You were in it and it sucked, but you had your boy who was in it with you, so now you can look back with him and
you just
giggle
laugh your
about
ass
it.
off and you giggle about it and smile. It sucked or whatever.
My boy, we were in the Philippines, and my boy got fucking trench foot because we were fucking wet and soaked and miserable. So he tried to keep his feet out of his boots, and while he's there with his feet and like completely like peeling off, kids would come into the side of the Humvee because he was the driver. Yeah, the dude with trench foot had to drive the Humvee, and they're like, food? He goes, no, kid, I don't got food. And I'm in the back, and I take an apple, and I throw it, and it boom, bounces off the windshield and bounces out the kid. So now here comes more kids, and it sounds awful, but this is what happened. More kids, can I have more food? No, kid, go away. And I throw fucking the cereal, the little kids, little
cereals we had,
boom, boom, and they're like, oh. So every time he would say no, these kids would come back for more food, and I kept throwing it. And then he's here pissed because these kids are getting food, they're bothering him, and he's suffering with trench foot. And to this day, he hates me for it, but we still laugh about it. Because who can you say has a story about trench foot, starving Filipino kids, and military training?
Yep.
And I'll hug. The minute somebody says they're a veteran, I'm like, I don't care what branch. Hold me, because I am sad because there's too many of these disgusting civilians. So that's absolutely the case.
So I think that's your, talking more about like once you get out, like advice for those that get out. Find your military passion. So as weird as it sounds, a lot of the guys are like, this is where the old guys hang out or whatever. Join your Legion, join your VFW.
Actually, join the Legion now.
Even if you don't go to the meetings, guys, there's two reasons to join. One is, if you do go to the meetings, you find people, some like-minded people, some people that understand, perfect. Two, if you don't join, the politicians won't listen to us. Excuse me. The Legion and VFW are great with talking to the politicians and pushing for our rights and our benefits to make sure that we either get what's been promised us or they don't take the funding away from it on the VA and stuff like that. That's a voting block. Yeah. When you join the Legion and the VFW, that's when the Legion national president can go, hey, there's 250,000 of us. Do you really want to piss us off today? Do you want to make sure we don't vote for you? And tell everybody we know not to vote for you?
I never thought about it like that.
And then the politicians because now we're powerful that way. You and I can individually call a senator or a congressman and we're one vote, right?
Yeah.
When we join a military organization outside DAV as well, if you have a VA rating, join the DAV. Mm-hmm. Join as many of the organizations as you can. Unfortunately, Wounded Warrior, you got to meet the criteria to be a member of, generally, I believe.
Yeah, do you not?
I do. I'm a member of the Wounded Warriors, yeah. So I'm Wounded Warriors, DAV, American Legion, VFW, Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. There's 5 right there, and I'm the president of a nonprofit. So get involved to the point of at least being a member, so that when they go and speak on our behalf, they know they have a bigger number of members. When we're listened to better that way. The politicians will pay a little bit more attention when it's like, hey, there's 300,000 of us. And if you piss us off, like when we go with veterans needs, it doesn't matter, like Republican, Democrat, Independent. That's not what we're talking about at all. And as the president of the Veterans in Need Project, the only things I get in politically are things for veterans. Like right now, I'm really, really big on the Major Richard Starr Act. that act will give the retirement pay to the combat wounded who didn't get to 20 years of service. They were retired. So right now, you can get your 100% or whatever disability you get, okay? So you can be 100% disabled and you'll get your VA pay. And you could have been medically retired, but if you didn't have 20 years, you don't get your retirement pay. They offset that because you're getting your disability.
Yeah.
So they take that from you. Now, if your disability or the reason you retired is from combat, you can apply for combat-related special compensation, but it's only a fraction of your retirement pay. Mm-hmm. If you did 20 years, if you had your full 20-year retirement, you can have your retirement and your disability, both. But if you didn't make 20 years, they won't let you have your retirement, which is crap. They're two different things.
I know.
One is paying you for the damage done to your body. The other is paying you for your years of service. So the Major Richard Starr Act, critical right now. And then the other one to get that, the same thing, like, okay, well, that'll cover those who were retired from combat injuries, but we also then need to fight for our brothers and sisters who were just medically retired, period. Because it doesn't matter if it was a training accident, whatever it was, however you got hurt from the military, if you had been so many years in that they medically retire you, you should still be able to get your retirement and your disability. Two things. It shouldn't really matter if it was a combat injury or a training injury. Whatever it was that ended your career, you should still get paid for that career. And you should get paid for your injuries, both. But right now you can't. The only ones that can are those that already have 20 active years, then they can get both. We're fighting hard right now. That's one of our main things. And it got stopped in a committee last month in December by Senator Wicker, and he is a Blue Falcon. I'll call him out right now on this video. He has 20 years of active service. So he gets his retirement check and his disability check because he qualifies for both. And he killed the Major Richard Starr Act in committee last month. The only one to do it. There are 73 co-sponsors in the Senate for that bill. And it could not come to a vote because he killed it.
He's in somebody's pocket.
And the man on his website has a picture of him next to Major Starr's wife. He had co-sponsored the bill at one point in time. This is why I get mad at him. And like I said, it's not Republican or Democrat or anything else. This is about veterans' rights and benefits. And this is where Veterans in Need Project, I haven't talked about it much, but we do microgrants for veterans, trying to help them out.
We'll get to that. We'll definitely talk about that here.
But right now, this is one that's got me mad. This is where we get a little political.
Hey, this is a platform. I'm not looking to get demonetized. I'm not worried about being demonetized. I only got 2-3 episodes.
They're coming at you. But that's
like...
I'm just wanting to get the word out there because I'm going to work with you too. We're going to make some shorter videos here in the near future to start putting out of me talking about some things like this and letting everybody know and trying to get as many people to back this bill as possible.
I'll get us a little desk. You can sit here.
Right now, it would affect about 54,000 veterans if the Major Richard Starr Act passes. 54,000 veterans, including I'm one of them. I would get my retirement. It's a huge difference. I get CRSC, I do get that, which is a portion, but it would be over $1,000 a month more that I would get if this act passes. It's a huge difference in my life for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
it's life changing for veterans.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we talk about the 22 a day. All these different things tie into each other. The funding, taking care of them. They're like, oh yeah, we care. Then fund it. If we got money to send overseas for art projects in Europe or whatever, we got the money to fund the promises that we made to our veterans.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you because I know the fucking sheer stupidity of, you said the art projects in Europe, but like the one of the funds that we sent overseas, they got shut down, and I'm so happy it got shut down. Was they were doing a play about DEI and gay wokeness in Brazil.
Yeah, something like
we were
that.
funding.
We were funding that.
We were funding that?
We can fund
like,
that.
What the
We can
ass?
fund that, but we can't fund a veteran's retirement who was injured in combat.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, you're preaching to the choir here. Like I said, I'm not laughing at you. It's just that just threw me back to something so completely irrelevant, and absolutely fucking stupid.
Get out. That's the other thing is, get out and vote. Make yourselves heard. Join the organizations because we're stronger together. We really are. When we just kind of float out there onesie twosie, the politicians are going to push us to the side all day long. When we come together and we're members of organizations, when those members speak, then we are a much stronger block. Yeah. And that's what will get us what we need and what we deserve for all veterans. So I'll get off that high horse for a minute.
Dude, you're absolutely fine, because, I mean, to kind of recap, we learned about you before, learned about you during, now we know after, and not only after, but like, we're kind of bouncing back and forth, right? Yeah. So we talked about advice for people coming out.
Yeah.
And then I think we touched on, advice before for people for coming in, right?
Yep.
Choose the right.
Choose the right job.
So the last topic I have for us is what do you have for somebody who's still in? What can you tell them? What is there a finish line for them to look forward to? Is it grass greener? Like, what can you tell somebody who's in? You know, dude has a 4-year career and he's in year 2.
Yeah.
What do you got for him?
And my son right now is on a 6-year hitch because getting a good job a lot of times takes more years of service.
Yeah.
Like, there was no bonus to work on aircraft, and it was a 6-year job. But like I said, if he gets out, he's going to get a good job. Like, the knowledge he's got is really good. So if you're in, if you're not happy in your MOS, a lot of times the branch will let you change. So it's not too late to go and try to qualify for the job that you actually now that you've been in and seen a little bit of and be like, I think I'd rather do that. I don't think I want to be an MP anymore. I want to go do some MI stuff, do some intelligence work or whatever. Try to reclass into the new MOS. If you're done, there's nothing wrong with that, but make sure you keep your record clean. That's my number one advice to you. Make sure you keep your record clean so you get out with a good discharge, with your honorable discharge, and with your GI Bill benefits all intact. Don't do anything silly. No matter what. So keep all that intact for yourself. And if you're enjoying it, just stay in. Stay in. You talked about it, you were young with a wife and a kid. I was young with a wife and a kid. My son's not right now. So my advice to him at times, I'm like, if you're still enjoying it, you're young and single, this is the best time to go see the world and do it on the government's dime.
Don't get married. That's my advice. Don't get married. Don't get married.
So if you're not married, don't do it. Right?
Don't do it.
Don't avoid the high interest car stuff. All that,
the weekend safety brief. Don't add to the population. Don't
take from the population.
Don't get a fucking interest.
Don't get a high interest loan. Yeah, don't add to the population. Don't take from the population. If you do both, it does not actually even out.
No.
So, those briefs. Do not get gonorrhea herpessyphilitis.
Yep. God, oh Lord, let me real quick about that.
I was on the Mew, and I went to Thailand, and let me tell you, I think I was one out of maybe 4 Marines who enjoyed his time in Thailand, and I was like, I can't wait to go back, because that line into the medical bay on that ship, bro. Like Space Mountain and Disney World.
Did they have enough penicillin to clean everybody up?
They announced over the intercom saying, hey, go back to your racks. We're not going to treat anything you got. You gotta wait till we get back to mainland. I, with the cleanest conscience, went to Thailand, got shit-faced, touched nothing I wasn't supposed to, and came back, and I'm ready to go back.
And it didn't burn free while you pissed for 3 months.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful, but I have some stories, and probably
almost anybody that's done well. Everybody that I've talked to that's done time in the Pacific, Marines, Navy,
the Philippines and fucking Thailand, bro.
Yep. That's what I've heard. Is that's wild, super wild from everybody I've talked to. So I never did that at all, but.
It's an experience.
Like, yeah, it's an experience. But I will say that, for every 100 Marines, they were like, "Oh my God," I was just like, "Stupid."
Yeah.
I was happily married at the time, so I didn't need to. And even as a kid, I was like, "I don't think I'll ever pay for coochie." And I went into that country with that mindset. I'm not going to pay for this.
Right.
I'll pay to get drunk.
Right, beer?
I'll pay for beer, but I'm not going to pay to enjoy myself. So
that's funny.
Oh, man, it's fun times. I don't know if those stories might be a little inappropriate for this channel.
Possibly. We won't go too deep into those really birds. So.
Needless to say, I was okay. And I had a staff sergeant who wasn't okay.
Yeah.
Best part is that he was Mormon, and he was the most generic. Like, I can't find him because his name is John Smith.
Only a couple million of those guys running around.
So this particular John Smith was married and had 6 kids as a Marine staff sergeant, and he was a fucking by the book prick. And he was the FDC chief, the fire direction control, because again, we were artillery. Well, when this dude stressed, he would get a cold sore. Let me tell you something, and I think I've told the story multiple times. He went to Thailand with us, got off ship, and he hung out with a gunny. So they ran off and did their thing. And when he came back to ship that night, and then the next morning, he had a cold sore. In my head, doesn't match what I saw. Doesn't match what I remember. He had a cold sore that covered his lip right here, but to me, this cold sore might as well have been like this.
Oh my God!
Because I know who this man was. Having to work with him, his cold sore took his lip all the way up to his nose to about right there.
Whoa!
But to me, it just looked like it was growing and growing and growing. Because again, I know what he did. But then I know what the morals you try to preach.
Right.
And being an LDS and all of that bullshit and all this. All I could help was look at him and be like, you did something you wasn't supposed to. So, that was like my little petty, like, ha ha ha. He was a dick. So
that's funny.
But yeah, that's just one of many. One of my best friends at the time cuddled one of the ladies that worked at the massage parlors, and he was like, I love her. I need to come back and save her. And I was like, we need to get back to ship. So, yeah, those are some times.
I've been harassing my son that he was going to come home with a wife from South Korea. A lot of guys do.
I've been to South Korea, and I will tell you this much. They are not the Philippines. They're not Thailand.
It's not dirty like that,
They are fucking what America was in the 50s, but modernized. Like, they are stand-up citizens.
He's
they
had
are
a really good time with that. My son's not like a heavy drinker or anything like that. He, on his weekends or whatever, when he can, he goes up to Seoul, but he's going to like the museums and stuff. He went to the Korean War Museum, which is like,
if he
blew his mind.
If he brought home a Korean woman,
he'll be all right.
She's going to be a stand-up human being. She ain't going to be kind of like, me so horny type. No, not at all.
I love you long time.
Yeah, no, dude. Because I've met the Koreans. I've trained with the Koreans. And let me tell you my Korea story. It was when Junior had just took power. So he was moving the armaments up and down the coast, kind of flexing his dick. So what did we do? 29 days. They put us back on ship. They didn't want to give us the fucking 30 days for the ribbon and the pay. So on day 29, they took us off, blah, blah, blah. But while we were there, I was rappelling off 100-foot towers, shit myself. And we lined up with our artilleries and we were aiming north. And it was cold. It was fucking miserable. I fucking hated life. But in the barracks that we were staying in, those fucking rock marines were the nicest human beings, the sweetest of people.
And everybody has said rock. I mean, I've never really worked with them too much or whatever, but they are like the some of the best fighters on like the face of the planet.
But then they're looking at us like we're superheroes. I'm like, you're God mode. I'm a bitch. But their opinion of us is unbelievable.
But the closest thing I ever came to the rock, somehow one of my sergeants or whatever on one of the convoys came across them and they traded foods and we got some of the kimchi MREs with like the M&Ms and stuff in them and everything. Those were cool.
Yeah.
Like they're rations and like we get an MRE and that's supposed to be a meal. So you could get like potentially 2 a day. Their MRE is like for a week. They get like this bag of kimchi stuff and they're like, that's your like week's ration.
Damn, that's wild. But with them, so I'm at the barracks, and I'm like, I need to pee. It's like 2 in the morning. I need to take a piss, and I'll never forget it. We're on like the 3rd floor, and I get up, and I'm like, oh, it's like 2 in the morning. I'm freezing my ass off. I go to take a piss. Their platoon sergeant has them in formation in their skivvies, and you know they were red for their skivvies, and he is going off on them with a bucket of water. Whack! Hits him. Whack! Hits him, and I'm just like a horror movie. I'm like, oh no! I take a piss and get back to my bed. I'm going back to sleep. Yup.
Back in a fart sack, getting warm.
I get back to work in the morning, like formation in the morning, and those same dudes who were in that formation are there in their formation, like waiting on us. It's like I don't know if they went to bed. I don't know what the fuck happened, but and they're still the sweetest guys. They're still there. They're all cool. You know, I don't know if they're putting up. They had to be putting up some kind of front just to be like, because I saw you like not 4 hours ago. Getting murdered, watered in like fucking maybe 20-degree weather. Because it's Korea's cold.
Yeah.
Korea's fucking cold.
I've heard that. I've never been to Korea,
Like
but
20 degree weather at 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
People
Like,
ask me,
man.
sometimes people ask you what I'm like, I would go back to the heat of Iraq any day of the week over the cold.
You can get more naked. You can't get more warm.
When the cold starts to hurt,
Yeah.
like when your toes get cold in your boots,
Yeah.
you're not getting your toes warm anytime soon.
No.
Now you're just going to hurt. You're going to hurt and you're going to hurt for a while.
100% agree.
Heat, yeah, you're sweating and you're miserable.
But you can get naked.
But it doesn't like physically hurt.
Yeah.
Like your bones and joints don't hurt.
I mean, you can get dehydrated to that point, but at the same time,
you can be
I've
had
cool
heat stroke.
down.
I had heat stroke over there. Like, I'll still take the heat.
Yeah.
I'll still take heat stroke again over like freaking frostbite.
That's what I'm saying. You can cool down. You can't.
I'll find a doc that's got an IV to stick in me and keep me alive.
Exactly.
Like, I'll take that.
I mean, fuck it. We can start wrapping.
Reset time.
Yeah, like. I'm recording. All right, cool.
So yeah, I will always take the heat. That's why I'm happy here in Arizona. Like, I will gladly take the heat during the summer.
When we get off the show, I'm gonna show you the bike you saw the bike that I rode in.
Yeah.
I learned, because I'm very novice at bike riding, that Arizona's like a year-round bike ride. But there's people on the East Coast and up north that like they have to pack their bikes away for the winter. I'm like, ugh, it's gross.
There might be a few, especially here in Maricopa. Like last week, there was probably a couple of days you didn't want to ride around unless you were like had a jacket and everything on and a helmet. Mm-hmm. But that's it.
Yeah.
Rest of the year,
that was definitely last Saturday. There was a ride out to Oracle, and it happened to be right after, like a day or two after the storms, and it was just windy. And I mean, I'm going 80 on the 10 to Tucson, and instead of being completely straight, I'm just like this. I'm like, why am I tilted so fucking like 45 degrees? Or, you know, like this, and I'm just like at 80 miles an hour, and semi-trucks are just whom, and cars are whom, like this is not okay. But then the dude in his touring bike, the big boys, he's just sitting there in his recliner, just like, I could fall asleep right here on cruise control. And me, I'm like, oh my god, it's cold and I'm fucking dying. Like, I'm gonna die. Like, if I fart, I'm gonna fucking flip at 80 miles an hour. I'm gonna get flung, and I'm just like, Yeah, this bike isn't built for it.
Not
Like
for
highway.
that.
So,
Yeah. But even during the summer here, when it gets hot a little bit, yeah, you get a little bit sweaty. But yeah, you get up to speed. There was just like evap cooler.
mm-hmm.
You just got that air. Like, okay, cool. I can still ride.
I've been in a Humvee. Where we've had to put the heater on to cool the fucking engine from overheating, and it was an up armored. And I'm just like, it's so hot. The heater, all it is the fan running.
Yeah, it's just blowing the
engine.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just like, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah,
I felt what miserable is.
To the extremes. Not like Afghan Iraq miserable heat, but when you're in 29 Palms for like majority of your career or half of your career.
So yeah, the heat
in Arizona.
The heat in Iraq was crazy, and people like believe this story or not or whatever. But I had a buddy who had a little thermometer, and it went up to 130 degrees, and he had it in the band, the cat eyes band of his helmet, and it topped out at 130.
Right.
Well, it was still topped out at 130 at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
That makes sense though.
And it did that for like a couple of days. It just stayed topped out, and we decided it was broken until it started to like come back down. So like, and this was from like either, I want to say this was like late July into like the first week of August, like that hottest time of year.
Oh God.
So we think within our platoon, this was at LSA Anaconda, that we spent probably somewhere between like 5 to 7 days that it 24 hours during the day, it never got below 130 degrees.
That makes sense. So
For like, even in the middle of the night with no sun, it was still 130 degrees.
okay, from a scientific point of that makes sense because the sun is just beating. So now the rocks are absorbing, the floor is absorbing, the ground's absorbing,
Sand,
everything's absorbing. So then the sun goes away. Then what happens? Now the heat needs to fucking go somewhere, right? It needs to dissipate. So what the everything, the ground, the rocks, everything absorbed just goes. So yeah, you're just mirroring what you got during the day and night.
It was like I still have a hard time comprehending it, but
some short of slapping a chicken to cook it on the fucking rock.
It just was that.
That's
miserably hot.
Yeah.
And then you'd get near the rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates, right? Cradle of civilization. So the humidity is through the freaking roof.
Oh God, I'd rather take the dry heat.
Yeah, no, it was not dry heat like here in Arizona. So yeah, you get all sweaty and nasty. Then you hit a dirt road, and at the end of the day, like up in the gun truck or like
crusty,
you're so crusty. If you had your sleeves up or anything, it's just like you could just take chunks off of your arm. Your jacket top could stand up on its own.
Yeah.
All white from what you would sweat every piece of salt you had out. Like we had to.
The Philippines was the worst experience.
Yeah, we had people shipping us like salt packets from home and stuff.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, no.
I had to put it in you.
Dude, for me, the worst was the Philippines because the sun was out and you were steam cooking. But then when the sun wasn't out, you were raining and wet. Hence why my boy had trench foot.
Yeah.
So then everybody got the prickly heat. You know the prickly heat. That shit from the steam of cooking, and then it's just the salt crystallizes in your skin. So how did you get rid of the prickly heat? You took a credit card to your buddy's back. Hence the bonding through the suck, right? You're sitting there and just scratching his back. They're scratching your back, and you're just crying because it's just like, this is so fucking painful. But then 10, 15 minutes, your back's gonna be relief because now you don't have
cracks out of the pores are back open.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh my God, dude. Out of all my military training, even with Bridgeport, where we were in the winter and we did a 19-day field op in the middle of fucking February, or it might have been January, but it was 19 days in the above 10,000 feet elevation, 3 blizzards because our lieutenant colonel wanted to pad his fucking resume. I was miserable. People got blind, snow blind, frostbite, all of that bullshit. And still, to me, the worst was the Philippines, prickly heat, the moisture, humidity. I was just like, God, I hate it. Now, mind you, I'm born and raised in Miami.
Oh yeah.
I know this. I know this, but it's just not the same. And it's just like,
no, I'll still take the heat over the cold.
I'll take this Arizona heat.
Dry heat.
I'll take the dry heat. I'll take it. Like roast me, oven roast me. I don't care. But moisture vegetable cooking, I can't do that. I can't do that. Sorry, it's just a notification from my son. But fuck, dude, it's just miserable. But yeah. So with everything said and done,
Yeah.
we've been able to talk about your before,
Yep.
your during, your after. Then we said advice for people while
They're in.
while they're in right now,
Yep.
while getting out. And then did we talk about somebody who's thinking about going in?
A little bit, yeah, because we told him to get a good job.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Right branch, right job, like do it for the right reasons.
Perfect. So we pretty much hit our notes. Now this is the part in the time where, you did kind of talk about
Little bit,
everything where it was, by the way, it wasn't even a tangent, it was a beautiful speech because I understand where you're coming from. But tell us about the organization.
All right.
Veterans in Needs. Go ahead.
Yeah.
The floor is yours. Go ahead and tell us about your organization.
All right, so the Veterans in Need Project, we're a smaller nonprofit, but we're growing all the time. We were founded in 2001 by my son as a high school project in Maricopa during the COVID years there. He and a few other students identified a need that veterans aren't always taken care of for some things, so they came up with a project, put it all together at their school, talking about how they wanted to help veterans, and they won a little bit of money with their project. It did pretty well. So they got some money, and here in Maricopa, there's a barber, Joe's Barber Shop.
Joe is my barber.
Joe's a great barber.
Joe is like
I
only go to Joe. He's my barber.
He's a great person and a barber, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So they went to
agree.
Joe, and they said, Joe, we want to buy haircuts for veterans. And Joe's like, that's beautiful, let's do it. So they set up one day to buy haircuts for veterans. They're there, they have a little table, they have the whole thing. At the end of the day, Joe won't take their money. He just cut veterans' hair for free.
Because Joe is
'Cause that's Joe,
That's
right?
Yeah, he's a good friend.
And then some people donated more money to him. So this is during COVID, when it's a virtual school. So I'm hearing this meeting happening. My son's on it. It's like a Zoom meeting, Google Meet thing. And they're talking about, well, now what do we do? They're lost now. They're like, we thought we had this money given away. We were going to cut hair for veterans. Like, we got our grade. So I kind of just butt in on them. I'm like, all right, guys, if you want to be done with this project, take your money, tell the school to like cut a check or whatever to the VFW or the American Legion, go donate it, and call life good. You've helped veterans. Beautiful. You've done awesome.
Call it a day.
Really proud of you.
Yep.
Call it a day. I said, or if you're kind of interested in like running this, I'll help you become an organization and a nonprofit. Well, my son and another kid were like, yeah, let's keep doing this. Two of them were like, peace out. We got our grade. We're done. I'm like, cool.
Sure,
There's nothing wrong with that. No shame in that at all. But the other two, we started working on the paperwork. We incorporated in Arizona, locked in the name. Then we got with the IRS. We learned that it takes a lot of money to do good things because you got to pay the IRS to become a nonprofit. You got to pay the state to incorporate. Then when you incorporate, you got to pay a hundreds of dollars before you can ever even do anything.
Yeah.
So we were really trying to balance at first, like holding on to some money to help veterans that might need it and paying for things that make us legitimate. So we finally got through all of that, became a full nonprofit, and so I like to say, like, we started with $50 4.5 years ago, and last year we did over $20,000 in micro grants for veterans and $30,000 overall. So we're starting to get some larger entities that support us, but they can't donate to us all the time. Like, our biggest thing right now is fundraising and keeping the money coming in, because as more veterans learn about us and what we do, the more demand there is. So what we do, so what do you do? Micro grants for veterans, in that, like, let's say something happened and you had a bigger electric bill this month than you thought you were going to have. AC, right? It's expensive here in Maricopa. Well, okay, let's help you out with that. A couple $100 or whatever, generally. As long as we've got the money to support it, or you're like, hey, I can't make my car insurance this month, but I really need car insurance. So, okay, I'll help you out with that. Or we've done food cards for people, gas cards. I get calls like, hey, I'm starting a new job, but I don't have any money for gas to get there. Let me get you a QT card. Let's give you a couple tanks of gas until you're up and going again. Or you're like, hey, one of those instances I always ask too, I'm like, okay, do you have a VA rating yet? And if they do, like, what is it? If it's not 100 yet, I want you to talk to a VSO again. Like, when was the last time you reapplied? When did you fight to get your rating increased?
Yeah.
And I try to connect them with a free service officer as well to refile, or if it's like a housing thing too, like I can't afford a mortgage, or with the Veterans in Need Project, but I might be able to get them with the National Housing folks down in Casa Grande who can help them get some money.
You're doing everything that I want to do already.
Like that's what we do. Is like, so maybe you want to work with us. Like, I might talk to you about becoming a board member, because getting people connected.
We need to talk off camera off of this. Like,
it's all about getting veterans connected with the other organizations, because everybody has a niche.
Yeah.
To help veterans, right?
Yeah.
And they do their thing really, really well.
Yeah.
So I am that quick hand up. That's what we do. We're a hand up. Because of the 22 a day and suicides and things like that, it is my goal to never say no to a veteran. I never want to be the last phone call they make or the last email they send. I might not be able to take care of everything they need, but I want to find the people who can and help get them there. Like, that's my number one goal with this organization right now, is to provide as much help as possible, but then get them tied in. Like, I've got mental health professionals that will give their time for free. If you need to talk to somebody, I'll get you an appointment. Like, that's what we do.
Yeah.
As best as we can. That's what the Veterans in Need Project does. So if you're seeing this right now and you got some money free to donate, or if you need help, reach out to us. Send me an email, vinp@veteransinneedproject.org, or on Facebook, Veterans in Need Project, and find us, send me a message. I'm not going to be an automatic no, I'm going to do what I can for you. No promises. Sometimes our funds get low too, and we can only do so much, but there's a lot of times that all you need is $50 or $75 to Walmart to go get food. And that's the answer for you at the moment. So I want to be there to try to do that for you. That's what we do. Right now we've got 3 board members. We're all military veterans. One is a Marine Corps Army veteran, one's a Navy veteran, and then myself. My son still chimes in here and there with some ideas, and we're always looking to keep a youth movement in it as well. So if you're a high schooler or have a high school kid and you'd like them to talk to us or help out as well, let us know. So please, at a minimum, give us a follow on Facebook so you can see what we're doing and what we're up to. And maybe stop by and say hi to us at an event. Because that's what you did. You saw me do the Facebook Lives.
Sure did.
You rolled up on your bike and you're like, dude, we got to talk.
Yeah, that was immediately. Those were my words. Like, we need
To talk, because yeah, dude.
So that's how Derek found me. Was online. He'd seen some of my live postings when I go live, and doing some raffles to raise money and stuff, and just being out in the community. That's what we do. I talk to veterans. I try to help veterans, and so many of you guys or veterans out there, they just need to hear you're worth it.
You're not alone.
Hang in there. You're not alone. You're worth it. And a lot of times just a thank you for your service. A legitimate thank you. I appreciate what you've done, and I'm gonna do what I can to help you. I might not be able to solve all your problems. I'm not a magician like that. I can't just fix it all. But together and with some other groups, we can find better days, because I've struggled, like I said, my military retirement was from PTSD. I had my own struggles. I still do on occasion. I don't think they ever totally leave us, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But having good people around me, having good support systems has helped keep me straight for years, pretty much, and having that. So if that's what I need to be for somebody, that's what I'm going to be any day of the week.
Man, yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here.
I appreciate your time today and putting this together. It's going to be great.
I appreciate you because
and I tell you what,
there's a lot of things that hit close to home. Like
I have a feeling you're going to be seeing us together some more because just spitballing ideas. We want to do some news, some veterans news. Like I was talking about the Major Richard Starr Act earlier. Mm-hmm. Like we need to do like a 1.5 minute, 2 minute like quick hit segment. Like
I have the means.
You've got all the cameras and the setup that you and I can start doing some short video hits to get out there on TikTok and just those.
Yeah, no.
Quick hitters.
Where I want to be, you're kind of well on your way. So not to kind of just. I don't want to add more.
Yeah.
So we'll talk off camera, but yeah, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Anytime. It was a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to talk to you and your audience.
This will not be the last time.
No.
And hurry up and wait. And veterans need projects. Like something's gonna happen. So
it's gonna be a good team up.
Yeah.
Between us.
Yeah, because
I foresee good things.
Yeah, because boy, I wasn't expecting to go on a field trip.
It happens though.
Like you hit some things that just hit really close to home, and as a veteran who's guarded for some things, like holy shit, dude. Like, yeah. That said, thank you again for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you guys, you already know. Thank you for tuning in to Hurry Up and Wait, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed getting to know Justin. Got to smash some beers. Got to talk a little bit about his organization and his history. And yeah, again, if you guys want to donate or help out, I'll put a link for the charity down below. And yeah, man, thanks you guys again. This is Hurry Up and Wait. Catch you next time.